Look in the eye and talk to him. Look him in his eye and talk to him. This is beautiful. You're bringing minister to them praise.
I thank you right now that you're drenching this family with your love. I thank you that they sense you like never before. I thank you that they, even when they get back home, they will sensing angels that are resting in their home because their decision for you.
I mean, El Jizzle in the house.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Y'all already know what that is. Y'all already know what that is.
Yeah.
Big Eats. We are eating good at the blue, blue.
Got my man Josh in here. You know what
What
it
you
is?
call it? What you call it?
Bust Down Blues.
The bust down blue.
Hold that crap up. That Bust Down Blue right there. Show what time it is. You see that?
Woo!
You see that? You see that? You feel me?
The big boys, too. That corn with that seasoning on that baby. You hear me? Yeah, I don't mind all that butter and the seat down on that thing.
What's up?
The internet did not just witness a simple apology. It witnessed a full-blown emotional roller coaster that switched lanes so fast it gave everybody digital whiplash. Because one minute, Karlissa Saffold is out here sounding calm, reflective, almost peaceful, dropping what looked like a genuine apology toward Chrisean Rock. And the next minute, boom, energy shift, tone flip. And suddenly fans are catching strays like it's open season. Like, wait, what just happened? HTTPS YouTube watch the equals Vapamoon 8 and T equals 25. This wasn't just an I'm sorry moment wrapped in accountability and growth. Oh no, this felt more like one of those WWE plot twists where the character hugs you, then hits you with a steel chair 5 seconds later. Because just as people were starting to say, okay, maybe she's softening up, Karlissa said, nah. Let me remind y'all who I'm real quick and went straight for the fans with a level of frustration that had timelines looking like a battlefield dot. And if that wasn't enough chaos for one day, here comes the wildcard nobody expected, Neveah, and a psychic visit getting thrown into the mix like some kind of reality TV subplot that somehow became the main storyline. Now people aren't just arguing about the apology. They're debating energy, intentions, spiritual readings, and whether this whole situation just took a left turn into wait. Is this real life or a Netflix script? The timelines? Oh, they're SPLIT. Some are praising the apology, calling it growth. Others are side-eyeing the entire thing like this feels strategic. And then you've got the confused crowd just trying to understand how we went from apology to attack to psychic revelations in under 24 hours. Because at this point, this isn't just drama. This is a full cinematic universe of chaos. And the real question is, was that apology even real? Or just the beginning of something way messier? The moment that apology hit the internet, everything slowed down for, like, 2 seconds. People were blinking, rereading, refreshing like, wait. Did Karlissa Saffold just actually apologize to Chrisean Rock? Because if you've been following this saga, you already know those two being in a peaceful moment feels about as rare as finding Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere. And at first, the vibe was almost calm, shockingly calm. The kind of calm that makes you suspicious, like when a reality show goes quiet right before the fight breaks out. Karlissa's tone sounded softer, more measured, like she was stepping back from the chaos and finally choosing peace over pressure. People in the comments were cautiously optimistic, typing things like growth and finally some maturity, as if they didn't have one eye open waiting for the twist. But see, the internet has trust issues for a reason. Because before anyone could even fully process that apology, the energy shifted like someone flipped a switch behind the scenes. And suddenly, the same voice that sounded reflective started sounding irritated, not at Chrisean this time, but at the fans. Yes, the same audience that was just applauding the apology is now getting called out, checked, and low-key dragged for how they've been moving throughout the entire situation. And this is where the confusion really kicks in, because people are like, hold on, are we celebrating peace or preparing for war? Is this a redemption arc or a setup for round 57 of chaos? The timelines couldn't even decide how to react. One side is still clapping like, okay, she owned up to it, while the other side, It's like, yeah, but why are we catching heat now? And just like that, the focus starts drifting away from the apology itself and onto the sudden switch up that nobody saw coming. Now let's talk about the build-up. Because this didn't come out of nowhere. The tension between Karlissa and Chrisean has been simmering for a long time, bubbling under the surface with constant jabs, public comments, and those little moments that felt harmless at first but slowly stacked into something much bigger. Every live, every interview, every side comment added another layer to a situation that was already messy before it even started trending. And the fans? Oh, they've been involved. Picking sides, defending their favorites, dragging the other side with zero hesitation. This isn't just a celebrity situation, it's a full-on audience participation event where everybody feels like they have a role to play. And when you mix that kind of energy with personalities that don't exactly shy away from confrontation, yeah, you get exactly this. So when Karlissa finally dropped that apology, it wasn't just about her and Chrisean. It was about everything that led up to it. Every argument, every viral moment, every clip that got reposted and analyzed like it was evidence in a case. That apology carried the weight of all of that, which is why people were watching it so closely. But then comes the curveball nobody expected, the fan call-out. And suddenly, Karlissa isn't just addressing Chrisean anymore. She's addressing the entire audience like, y'all been doing too much. Calling out the negativity, the disrespect, the way people twist narratives and run with them like it's fact. And whether she's right or wrong, that doesn't even matter at this point, because now the fans feel involved in a way they weren't prepared for, because it's one thing to watch drama. It's another thing to be pulled into it. And just as people are still trying to process that twist, here comes the next layer. Neveah, a psychic visit, and a storyline that suddenly takes a turn nobody could have predicted. And just when people thought the apology drama was enough to keep timelines busy for at least a day or two, the Neveah psychic storyline crashes into the conversation like a plot twist nobody had on their bingo card. Because now we're not just dealing with emotions, apologies, and fan reactions. We're dealing with energy readings, spiritual interpretations, and a whole new level of weight. What is actually happening right now? The moment Neveah's psychic visit gets mentioned, the internet splits into three very loud groups. You've got the believers saying, see, there's deeper energy behind all of this, like they just unlocked some hidden spiritual code. Then you've got the skeptics side-eyeing the entire thing like, be serious. We went from apology to psychic readings. And then there's the third group, the entertained ones just sitting back like this is the most chaotic crossover episode they've ever seen. But let's be real. This is where the situation goes from messy to multi-layered. Because now people aren't just analyzing actions. They're analyzing intentions, motives, energy. What did the psychic really say? Who was it about? Was this connected to the apology? Suddenly, everything feels like it has hidden meaning, like every move is part of some bigger, unseen narrative that nobody can fully explain, but everybody is trying to decode anyway. And of course, the internet detectives. Wasted nitrogen monoxide time. Clips start resurfacing. Old moments get reinterpreted. People are digging through past lives, interviews, random comments from months ago. Anything that might connect the dots between Karlissa's apology, her sudden fan call-out, and this unexpected psychic twist. It's giving full Marvel multiverse energy, multiple timelines, multiple theories, none of them fully matching, but all of them loud. Meanwhile, Karlissa's earlier frustration toward fans. Oh, that's now being viewed through a completely different lens. Some are saying maybe she's reacting to things we don't even know yet. Others are like, nope. This just proves the apology wasn't genuine. And just like that, the narrative flips again because now people are questioning not just what she said, but why she said it. And the memes? Oh, they've reached elite levels now. People are editing clips with dramatic music, adding psychic sound effects, turning serious conversations into comedic chaos. One post says, spiritual warfare. The next says, this is reality TV gone too far. And somehow both are trending at the same time. It's giving Zeus Network meets a supernatural thriller. And nobody knows whether to laugh or take notes. But here's where it gets even more intense. The contradictions. Because as more people speak, more confusion builds. One version of events says the psychic revealed something shocking. Another version says it's being exaggerated. Some claim it explains everything, while others say it explains absolutely nothing. And now we're stuck in a situation where every new piece of information creates two more questions instead of answers, and hovering over all of this, the connection to Chrisean. Because even when she's not directly speaking her name, keeps circling back into the conversation like gravity pulling everything toward it. People are analyzing her past reactions, her current silence, her possible response. Every detail becomes part of the discussion, whether she wants it to be or not. And you already know how the internet works. Silence doesn't calm things down. It makes them louder. At this point, the situation isn't just trending. It's evolving in real time. Every hour feels like a new episode. Every post feels like a new clue. And just when people think they've figured it out, something else drops that shifts the entire perspective again. It's unpredictable, it's chaotic, and it's keeping everybody locked in whether they want to be or not. But here's the part nobody's ready for. While everyone is arguing over psychic readings, apologies, and fan reactions, the real impact of all this drama is just starting to show, and it's about to hit a lot harder than anyone expected. And just like that, the noise stops being just noise. It turns into pressure. Real pressure. Because what started as entertainment is now sitting heavy on everybody involved, like a weight that doesn't go away when the app closes. And suddenly, this isn't just who said what anymore. It's what happens next. And that question is way more dangerous than any viral clip. You can feel the shift instantly. The jokes slow down, the memes get sharper, and the comments start sounding less like reactions and more like judgments. Because now people aren't just watching the situation. They're forming opinions that stick. And once the internet locks in an opinion, good luck changing that narrative without a full-blown plot twist. Behind the scenes, you already know things are moving differently. Conversations that used to be public are now happening privately. Messages are being sent, calls are being made, and damage control is quietly being mapped out like a strategy meeting before a championship fight. Because when your name is trending for all the wrong reasons, you don't just sit there. You start calculating your next move very carefully. And here's where it gets even more uncomfortable. The distancing, people who were once loud, supportive, and fully present suddenly start fading into the background. No more reposts, no more public support, no more visible alignment. It's subtle, but the internet catches everything. That one missing comment, that one absence from a live, that one unfollow, it all gets clocked instantly. And now fans are not just watching the main story. They're tracking the side characters too. Meanwhile, the emotional side of all this, it's bubbling under the surface whether people acknowledge it or not. Because being the center of online chaos isn't just loud, it's exhausting. Every notification feels like another opinion. Every post feels like another layer added to a story you may not even fully control anymore. Some people respond by doubling down, standing 10 toes in whatever position they've taken. Others go quiet, hoping the storm passes. And then there are those who try to rewrite the narrative entirely. But by now, the audience is already 10 steps ahead. And speaking of the audience, the divide has never been clearer. You've got one group saying, this is all being blown out of proportion. People need to relax. Another group is like, nah, there's something deeper here and it's finally coming out. And then there's the third group, the ones who don't even care about picking sides anymore. They're just here for the chaos, watching it unfold like it's the season finale of a show that somehow keeps renewing itself. But here's the twist that changes everything. It's not just about the apology anymore. It's not even just about the psychic storyline.
It's
about perception. Because once people start viewing you differently, every move you make gets interpreted through that new lens. A simple post becomes calculated. A silence becomes suspicious. A response becomes damage control. And suddenly, you're not just living your life, you're managing a narrative that's constantly shifting. And that's where reputations start to feel the impact. Not in one big dramatic collapse, but in small, quiet changes. The way people talk about you, the way your name trends, the way future situations get interpreted before you even say a word. It's like a domino effect that doesn't stop once it starts. It just keeps going, reshaping everything around it. And just when it feels like the situation might finally settle into some kind of understanding, something subtle shifts again. Not loud, not explosive, just different. A reaction that doesn't match the previous energy. A statement that feels slightly off. A detail that raises more questions than answers. And suddenly the entire story feels like it has another layer that nobody fully caught the first time. Like there's something sitting just beneath the surface that hasn't been fully revealed yet. Now people aren't just asking what happened, or even why it happened. They're asking what's still being hidden. And that question, that's the one that keeps situations like this alive long after the trending hashtags fade. Because uncertainty is powerful. It keeps people watching, guessing, refreshing, waiting for that one moment where everything finally clicks into place. But what if that moment never comes? What if the story just keeps evolving? Adding new chapters, new angles, new perspectives that never fully connect into one clear truth? Because let's be real, the internet doesn't always care about closure. Sometimes it just wants the next headline, the next twist, the next moment to react to. And this situation? Oh, it's far from finished. Because whether people speak out, stay silent, clarify, deny, or completely flip the narrative, the impact has already been made. The opinions are already formed. The conversations are already happening. And no matter what comes next, this moment is now part of a bigger storyline that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. But here's the final twist. The part that nobody can predict, control, or fully prepare for. What happens when the next revelation drops, and it changes everything we thought we understood? And just like that, we've gone from a simple apology to full-blown chaos with plot twists, energy shifts, fan clapbacks, and even a psychic storyline that nobody saw coming. This wasn't just drama. This was a whole cinematic experience with more layers than a reality show reunion mixed with a Marvel post-credit scene. And the craziest part? It still feels like we're only seeing half of what's really going on. Now I need you to tap in. Because what side are you on? Was that apology genuine? Or was it just a setup for something bigger? Did Karlissa have a point about the fans? Or did she completely switch up the moment things got uncomfortable? And let's not ignore the wild card, this whole Neveah psychic situation. Coincidence or something deeper? Don't just sit there watching like it's a silent movie. Jump in the comments and drop your opinion, because this conversation, yeah, it's not ending anytime soon. I want to see the theories, the hot takes, the I knew it from the beginning comments. Bring LL, that energy dot. And if you made it this far, you're already locked into the madness. So go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money. Hit subscribe like you're securing VIP access to every future meltdown. And turn on notifications so you never miss when the next bomb drops. Because trust me, over here the drama doesn't sleep. We don't just tell stories. We break them down, flip perspectives, and serve you the chaos exactly how the internet loves it, raw, loud, and impossible to ignore. So stay plugged in, stay ready, and stay messy with us. Because over here at Celebi Insanity, we don't chase the drama. We are the drama.